तक ये स्टेज डिज़ाइन हो रहा है और स्टेज बन रहा है, मिस्टर रोहन भसीन, वी हैव अ स्मॉल सरप्राइज फॉर यू. सो जब रोहन जी ने प्रेसिडेंटशिप ली थी तो एक इनका बड़ा ड्रीम प्रोजेक्ट था दैट ही वांटेड टू रिजुविनेट द वेबसाइट ऑफ IPCA. एंड इन्होंने हमको कुछ की टेनेट्स दिए थे कि इंट्यूटिव होनी चाहिए, एंगेजिंग विजुअल्स होने चाहिए, मोबाइल ऑप्टिमाइजेशन होनी चाहिए, क्लियर कॉल्स टू एक्शन होना चाहिए और सिक्योरिटी फीचर्स होने चाहिए. एंड आई एम प्लीज टू इन्फॉर्म यू रोहन दैट ऑल्दो वी हैड मेड द साइट मैप एट दैट डे, but for the last 4-5 months we have all been busy with the IPCA Biennial conference. But yet, to give you a surprise today, we are launching the rejuvenated IPCA website today. So this has all the features that you had dreamed of. It has, just go to the About IPCA. So it comes with the profile of IPCA, the history, the president page, what we do, join IPCA, past activities. So it's a very responsive design with a search functionality. Go down. Okay. So this is the video that has been created when people will come to the website. लेट्स गो टू द वेबसाइट बैक अगेन. सो ये जो वेबसाइट जो बनी है, हम लोग चाहते थे कि हम वेबसाइट को इंटरेक्टिव बनाएं. इट शुड हैव एन ऑनलाइन पेमेंट गेटवे, इट शुड हैव अ वेरी रिस्पॉन्सिव डिज़ाइन. इफ़ यू गो टू दी अबाउट IPCA, और इसके अंदर हम लोगों ने कैन गो टू द न्यूज़ एंड इवेंट्स, पास्ट इवेंट्स. सो आप क्रोनोलॉजिकली कभी कभी एक इवेंट किसी भी साल में जाके देख सकते हैं. सो ऑल दिस विल बी अपलोडेड सून. यू हैव ब्लॉग्स, यू हैव द मेंबर्स, और ये हमने पहली बार डिज़ाइन किया है दैट कभी भी मेंबर को एक लॉगिन आईडी दिया जाएगा. दे कैन सी कौन से इवेंट्स उन्होंने लास्ट अटेंड किए, कौन से इवेंट्स वो आगे अटेंड करेंगे, किसकी पेमेंट करनी है, उनका मेंबरशिप ड्यूज क्या है. सो द अवर अकाउंटिंग सॉफ्टवेयर हैज़ बीन लिंक्ड विद द वेबसाइट एंड यू कैन मेक पेमेंट्स बाय क्रेडिट कार्ड्स और एनी काइंड ऑफ पेमेंट गेटवेज. Then we have our blogs, our articles, and then help in question section, which will be automatically, once you post a question, a technical question, a taxation question, that will be sent and you would be added in the thread to get an answer from the authorities. And of course, you'll have a lot of opportunities to interact with IPCA. You can go into the history of IPCA, you can apply for memberships. All the memberships have been listed out here. You will have all the governing body of IPCA with their contact details, with the handsome faces. You can contact the regions of all the various IPCA regions. And then we requested Mr. Dilip Raghavan because he's the authority on the stats of the Indian paint and coating industry, that in the, just go into about IPCA and Indian paint industry. So this is the current scenario of the Indian paint industry that will be updated by Paint India as our friends. So Mr. Rohan Bhasin, you have your website. Just give us 1 or 2 months after the biennial and it will go live. Involvement, then empowerment. This is the first time ever in the history of a paint conference that the August IPCA gathering will be witnessing the most interesting and unique debate, highlighting the journey of few of the most coveted women entrepreneurs in our industry, and also eminent ladies who have been the backbone of growth in their respective families spread across different generations. A brainchild of our President, Mr. Rohan Bhasin, on the lines of ideation, IPCA continues the tradition of fostering and spreading great ideas by providing a platform for the smartest thinkers, greatest visionaries, and most fascinating leaders to be inspired and to inspire others by sharing their passion and insights in the biggest ideation platform. Involvement, then empowerment. I remember once I was going to Maharashtra, Nasik, Maharashtra KSS, and I was taking an Indigo flight, and there was this girl, the air hostess, who was wearing a badge called Girl Power. And I asked her what the power or the empowerment meant to her and what she derived out of that logo, the Girl Power. And she said that humans need just two things in life. One is attachment and the other is authenticity. You have to sacrifice one to get the other one, and hence it is better to sacrifice attachment and remain authentic and wait for someone who finds you attractive in your own authentic way. Today, we have the privilege and honor of inviting such attractive and authentic girls and ladies on stage for an open house on the topic of involvement, then empowerment. First, the graceful lady. Priya Bhumkar ma'am is an iconic leader and innovator in the country today. Widely respected for education from Harvard and Stanford, but more so for elevating Soujanya from its humble yet pioneering beginnings to the second largest colorant manufacturer in the world. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the second largest in the world. A truly inspiring lady who is the personification of grace and wisdom. She has been promoter of Soujanya Color for 37 years. As a promoter of Soujanya, she has built an excellent driven company and has made it a global brand to reckon with in the color space. The company today is counted amongst the leading producers of colorants, which are liquid colors used to impart colors to different products such as paints, inks, flooring, cement, plasters, plastics, personal care, and home care and cosmetics. The company's products are sold in 50 countries globally. Soujanya Colors manufacturing facility located in Navi Mumbai is set to the world-class standards and is Asia's largest facility for manufacturing colorants. The company is professionally managed by a well-qualified and experienced team having an employee strength of 300. The company has been growing at 15 to 20% and also has got various awards and certifications for environment, CSR, and also the Tata Innovista Award for the most innovative partner, and of course the Z Business Awards for the company in 2019. Mrs. Priya Bhumkar. A warm welcome, ma'am. Can I have some water, please? Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce to you a true trailblazer in the world of spray paints, Mrs. Pooja Sharma, Director, Indian Aerosols Pvt. Ltd. She is a woman who has not only excelled in her field, but also broken barriers and paved the way for others to follow. With over 20 years of experience in the paint industry, she has become an expert in color theory, paint technology, and innovation, and has been recognized as a leader in her field. She has been invited to speak at various conferences, sharing her knowledge and inspiring others to pursue her passion. Please join me in welcoming our esteemed speaker, a true trailblazer in the world of spray paints, Mrs. Pooja Sharma. Aneesha Gaind ji. She's one lady who we all love in IPCA. A pious and charismatic lady who is married to the iconic Mr. Ashok Gaind ji. कहते हैं हर कामयाब आदमी के पीछे एक महिला का हाथ होता है. Behind every successful man there is a woman. Aneesha ji has nurtured the Gaind family from days of struggle till today. A housewife who has juggled many roles over the years and knows the industry extremely well. We have requested her to be a part of this panel to give insights into the life of a lady who perhaps isn't signing checks but manages extremely well the role of a wife, a motivator to her husband. Mrs. Aneesha Gaind ji. Mrs. Anjali Bhatkhande, Managing Director, EOS Tradelink Ltd. She is a UK qualified mortgage consultant, entrepreneur in specialty agrochemicals. She comes from a family of decades old and thriving chemical distribution company and got married to an icon of the Indian chemical industry, Mr. Shailendra Bhatkhande, MD of Cardolite. Many amongst us start afresh, doing jobs in chemicals industries, hopping jobs, taking risks while doing so. She and Mr. Bhatkhande have a house in Manchester, in Mangalore, one or two in Mumbai. सुना है रोटी के लिए देश छोड़ना पड़ता है, पति के लिए करियर. She is the true example of a lady who held her fort as an immaculate support to her husband when he lived a nomadic life and yet worked hard to further her business. Warm welcome to Mrs. Anjali Bhatkhande. It is my pleasure to introduce an exceptional individual whose contribution is pivotal to the Jesons Industries Ltd. Mrs. Ravina Shah, an alumnus of prestigious London College of Communication and Jai Hind College in Mumbai, has continuously demonstrated her thirst for knowledge and commitment for personal growth. What sets her apart is her creativity and problem-solving skills. Over the years, she has been at the forefront of organizing and educating Lego educational classes for young children, has been at the forefront of Jesons Industries, but also this was not because she was the daughter of her father, but she went to the grind of being at the helms of each and every role of the industry, which is regarded as one of the premier most producers of emulsions today. Her dedication to pushing the industry's boundaries was showcased in her ambitious project of technological alliance with Japanese company. Her spirit to explore led her to take on the specialty adhesive division, where she established a market for high-performance products with collaborating with customers and understanding their needs. Currently, Mrs. Ravina wears multiple hats, handling Jesons, digital marketing and corporate communication, while also managing the work-life balance and contributing to family and social causes. Mrs. Ravina Shah of Jesons Industries Ltd. जिसने इस सोच को जन्म दिया, जिसने जिद पकड़ी हुई थी कि ये करना है, Mr. Rohan Bhasin, our president, who had invented the term and very passionately took it forward, our very august panel, involvement and empowerment. Mr. Rohan Bhasin.
A quick briefing on the format. We will start with generic questions with all the 5 lovely ladies on the dais, and this would be followed by a rapid fire, but there is one catch here. The rapid fire, there will be only one hamper which will be given to one of the ladies who is the most wittiest and spontaneous in the answers. So let's see who gets that award, and this will be followed by a slight theme talk, and we'll then throw the debate open to the audience for any questions from their side. We are good to go. Thank you so much for your support.
काफ़ी सारे बीन स्पिल होने वाले हैं, काफ़ी सारे एक्सपीरियंसेस. इट्स गोइंग टू बी अ फन जर्नी. सो मेरा पहला क्वेश्चन पूजा शर्मा जी से है. मैम, यू हैंडल द टेक्निकल डेवलपमेंट्स, प्रोडक्शन एंड R&D एट द लार्जेस्ट स्प्रे पेंट and aerosol manufacturing company in India. You have young kids and even a younger husband, going to remote location plants, running back home for kids, and also running a thriving business. Tell us about the ideations you had to invent to manage all these so well.
Thank you for the nice question. First of all, I would like to say that the topic of today's conference is very apt at present scenario. Because ideation actually, this gives us the power. Ideation sparks, gives some kind of sparks to us, which not only ignites creativity, but also fuels motivation and also leads us to success. So in my case, I practice ideation by giving empowerment to my team and also thinking beyond my limits and by staying agile. So this is the way I practice ideation in my team.
Mrs. Bhatkhande, you come from a business family selling epoxy resins and married a rather charming man during the beginning of his career. शायद उस वक्त ये बेट कितना सही था, गलत था कि मिस्टर भटकंडे आगे जाके इतने सक्सेसफुल होंगे. और tell us about your life story and what key learnings you would like to share with us. क्योंकि आपने भी सोचा था कि मैं बिजनेस करूंगी and at the cusp of your business, I think Mr. Bhatkhande left the country, and today, as far as I know, Mr. Bhatkhande travels 25 days a month. And कितना time spend करते हैं एक साथ आप?
Hello? Yeah, I think that's better. Thank you, Jatin, for having me here, first thing. It's my honor to be on the stage. And the question that you rightly asked, we had no clue when we got married. We barely knew it was an arranged marriage, so obviously. And like Shailendra rightly, he used to convince me, you should see potential in me. I don't have anything right now, but you should find, I never seen him that way. I just saw him and I liked him. That was the end of the story. But yeah, coming to the point, I come from a business background, and I always had that urge of doing a business at some point in my life. But then the journey went on such a way that I started doing what was required to be done at that point in time. 2010, after there was a recession in England, 2008, 2009, I lost my job. And then I was like, okay, this is my opportunity to do something what I probably would like to do. So we started a company in 2010 called EOS Tradelink Ltd, Manchester-based. And we started with agrochemicals. And obviously, because I had no products as such in my hands, I started taking business whichever came in my way, right from metal shelving to piping to agrochemicals. And then whichever clicks is going to be my favorite. So agrochemicals clicked. And in the meanwhile, like you rightly said, Shailendra was traveling. So he moved to Germany. Then he moved to India for 12 years. So we had a distant, beautiful relationship, which we are going to complete 30 years next month. Long journey, but interesting, and we enjoyed it. See, the beauty is we never complained about whatever. Owning responsibility is a big thing, but once you own it, then it's all yours. It's easy to talk about your success, but it's difficult to own a responsibility. So I think we shared a perfect bond of responsibilities for both of us, and we are still here, going strong after 30 years. So yeah, that's about me. Thank you.
That as soon as you started your business, he got an invite, from Cardolite. And I think your children were very small at that time. Your business had started, your children were small, and duty calls to Mr. Bhatkhande that you have to shift to India. और आप दोनों यूके सिटीजन्स और हस्बैंड उसके बाद उस वक्त कार्डोलाइट का प्लांट इंडिया में लग रहा था. या so how was it? He left you alone, I must say.
Yeah, I think Shailendra has always been traveling for me. But then we reached a point and we thought okay, let's do one thing. I always wanted to do a business. I'd lost my job by then. So let's come together and start something. You can have a product because he is the brainchild of business. And I said, okay, let's do it. So I was the first one to step into this. And then he said, okay, on the background, I'll try and help you as much as I can. And if we feel this is going ahead, then I'll step in as well officially into business. But in the meanwhile, Cardolite has been very kind to offer him a job in India, which we were like debating whether, well, we didn't spend more time in taking this decision that he should go. Because, certain opportunities, you can't let them go for your personal reasons. If everything works well, it's working well for everybody. So we took that chance and we said, okay, you go ahead. I wouldn't follow you because this can fail or succeed. We don't know about it. Because Cardolite had just acquired the land. It was just a green field at that time. So I said, okay, I will be here because we both will have a fallback. If you feel you're succeeding, and then we'll move with you. If you feel that, no, this is not for you, you have a home to come back to. But then it so happened that I got busy with my business, looking after children, because my son was only 8 when he moved here, and my daughter was 16. So they both were at such an age that they needed somebody there. And I can't move them from one country to another when they're born and brought up in England. It was really hard. So I said, we'll try and do it as much as possible. And here we are, 12 years later. He's still in India and I'm still in Manchester.
Beautiful. What a beautiful journey you've had. Priya ma'am, the Goa Biennial conference of IPA was absolutely fantabulous.
It was inspired by IPCA.
Oh, beautiful. So sweet of you. No, but I must say, and this is not that हम दोनों एक दूसरे को compliment दे रहे हैं, but I attended that conference and it was passion and perfection throughout. And I think, I remember when she was announced as the convener of the IPA conference, हम सबको मालूम था कुछ अलग होगा. मतलब past जितना भी था वो सब नया लिखा जाएगा और future inspire होगा उस conference से. So my compliments, ma'am. Ma'am, you are considered as a leader, a visionary leader and a very passionate businesswoman. India's demographics are seeing a plethora of change. Today we have more girls and ladies working in many industries more than men. How has Soujanya transformed in the HR domain and what all ideations you learned and implemented in Soujanya to take care of your team? And I'm saying today, how we used to work previously and what the employees and the Generation Z expects from our companies and the work-life balance. Soujanya has been at the forefront of having a very immaculate team, and like Rohan ji said, you take care of them. So how is it and what are the key learnings and ideations?
I think the fundamental idea at Soujanya, the core belief which exists is freedom, a quality of freedom. Because where I come from and my belief systems, I always say, if someone asks me what is the most important thing to you, in life, I would say it's freedom. Because without freedom, you cannot even begin to explore things. Without freedom, you cannot even begin to express yourself. Or without the freedom, you cannot even experience anything by yourself. I think this is the core idea in our company, where we believe we are a group of individuals with very good intentions to create something good, to create something which is meaningful. And having had this goal in front of us, it is then left to the people how they would like to explore and express themselves, whilst ensuring that we remain aligned towards where we are looking. And I think it was an idea which was there maybe 20 years ago, but it is as relevant today. And particularly you're talking about the next generation which is trying to come into businesses or into professions. They are free spirits and who want to express themselves, and they have a lot of ideation, a lot of ideas about how their life should be and what they want to do with their lives. So if a platform is provided for them and an environment is created. I think earlier in the evening, Rohan, you talked about brain drain and everything. I think the core reason why the brain drain happens is an ecosystem and an environment where flourishing of an individual or flourishment of a spirit can take place. I think that's why we have this issue. So if this is something that can be worked on and an environment which is very rich and very conducive can be provided, I'm quite sure that we'll see a lot of good things.
Beautiful. And let me add here, that is about, these ideations come from the top management and also from the grassroots level. And Soujanya, the kind of culture they have been able to create, it is the resolve of a family that, the freedom, what we learned during COVID, सबके पास पैसा था, लेकिन freedom to move when it was taken away, I think we all realize that how it changes our life when a trouble comes in. And I think that any organization would learn.
Ravina ma'am, my question to you. So, a very illustrious father and a brain, loud. Yeah, I'm audible? Yeah. So, a very illustrious father, been there, done there, everything, one of the icons of the industry. So when you come in, you need to carve your own niche, make your own path, And a lot of people, struggle to do that, A classic example in celluloid is an Amitabh Bachchan and an Abhishek Bachchan not able to live up to the expectations. So what are your thoughts on that, and how are you going to embark on a journey where you can differentiate so there is no comparison either with Dhiresh Bhai, or even if there is, you live up to that expectations?
That's very accurate, because when you get into the business, you're definitely compared to your father, you're compared to what qualities and what kind of skills you have, and you can, make it much better. But if you make it your own, then I think you need to trust yourself and your skills, and you need to be confident, put in your ideas out there and try to create something new, something unique that can grow the business and take it to a completely another level.
But is he a father at home and at work, or is he a boss at the workplace and only a father at home?
He's a boss at work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Aneesha ma'am, I'm really honored that you have, accepted my request of being here. You know the regard I carry for you. My mother could not be here today, but you fill in that void for me today, so I am really grateful for that. Talking about ideation, so Ashok ji has been the ideator, but I still believe in life everybody needs a second opinion, and that's where your role comes into play. So how important, has that second opinion been in Ashok ji's or Acro's life? And, how do you think you make the environment more congenial for him so that, the energy of home goes to the workplace? I think it's a very difficult task. If your home place is disturbed, I think your work environment is disturbed. So the energy flows from the house, and you are the custodian of the house. So I would like you to share your thoughts on that, please.
Jatin. Thank you, Rohan and Jatin, for giving me the place in this panel, and I'm really honored. And because of you, I'm sitting here. Yes, life has been a very loving journey with my husband, my children, and it was a joint family. And coming from a nuclear family, I had to make place in it, and that was, but it was fun, but a lot of responsibility was there, because Ashok was in the initial stages of the business, and he needed some support from the back. And I think so, I became that support for him. I made the home comfortable and loving. so that he finds it, he is happy to come back and find it relaxing wherever he can come and open up. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your thoughts. We move on to the next round, which is the rapid fire. So we'll go in order. As per there is only one hamper. So out of the 5 ladies, one lady will be lucky enough who is witty enough and spontaneous enough to get through that round. And I think I decide that because I bought the hamper. So I think so. Let's start off with Ravina ji.
Oh God.
Your thoughts on nepotism, and have you ever faced it?
Nepotism, for me, it's both sides of the coin. Some people don't deserve it. If you don't perform, if you don't show your capabilities, you don't get anything free. You need to show your value in the organization. You need to work from top bottom, come to the top to earn that right. But some people get it on the platter, so I think it's not worth it, but I haven't ever faced it. Never.
Being rapid fire, next question straight away. Dhiresh, no, it's with you. It's with you. So, Dhiresh bhai or Madhavi ma'am, father or mother, who and why?
Father.
Okay. The daughter is always the father's child first.
Yes. And also because he made me independent. He showed me to grow, to learn, to give to the organization and to be who I am today.
Excellent. What is the change you want to bring into Jesons in one line?
Innovation.
Generation gap, a bane or boon?
A pain.
The one childhood learning that has been handy for you growing up?
I'm not.
The one childhood learning that has been handy for you growing up?
Never be bullied by peer pressure.
Come again?
Never be bullied by peer pressure.
Okay, okay. What are the major issues with Gen Next?
Having your own identity. Like I feel there's so much about my identity, you know, and want to, in everything, they need to identify themselves with something.
Okay, the last question in the rapid fire for you is, family business succession a choice for you or compulsion?
A choice.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
We are going by the card order.
Is that for me now?
Thank God it will be over.
Yeah, for Priya ma'am it's black actually, right?
Easy questions.
What does a person need to be happy?
You couldn't
What
get-
does a person need to be happy?
What does a person need?
Need to be happy.
Need to be happy. Love.
If you wake up one morning as Ashok ji, what would be your first reaction?
I'll go back to sleep. So much of energy I can't handle.
Have you ever felt like hanging your boots or being a housewife and going to the factory?
Never.
The one word which best describes you.
The best?
Elegance, grace, charming.
I have my children around me who can describe better. Yeah. Huh? Elegance.
Okay, we go with elegance. Father or son, whose side would you take and why?
I balance between the two. Never on the side of my husband or son.
Only one choice, ma'am.
I love my husband more than my son.
My God, Ashok ji, you're still in demand. Good. Joint family or nuclear family?
No, I love joint family.
The biggest myth about family succession?
The
Biggest myth about family succession?
succession. What do you mean by that? I couldn't get it.
What, when the family, children come into the business, so he also that goes very smooth. What is the biggest myth? What kind of problem areas are it?
I never thought about it in that way. Yeah, I can pass it.
So the
off.
biggest myth
I
about
am not
family
very
succession
sure of-
is that it always
Yeah.
succeeds.
She'll answer it for her.
I can answer it.
Okay.
There has to be a lot of understanding between the two generations. That's the point number one. A little bit more understanding should be there on the part of the older generation, where they have to be able to relinquish a bit of the hold that they have. They have to create space for the next generation to come in, and then they have to allow them to be and allow them to, do things that way. It is a reality, but with a lot of understanding and love between the two generations, it's not something which can't be overcome.
Perfectly coined, Priya ma'am. And the last question for you, ma'am, is the biggest strength of a mother?
The biggest threat of a mother. To fail in my duties in not bringing them up properly, that was my main fear. But thank God, everything went fine. My family is there. That is a proof. Ashok is successful and my children are successful. That shows I had been being a good mother to them.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Oh my God.
Okay, so we start with a real tough one.
No.
Vikram Sharma,
Yeah.
the husband, the entrepreneur, or the musician, who and why?
He's a musician by heart.
Which one do you like more?
I love the musician in him.
Okay, that's fantastic. The biggest myth of being a male?
Being a male. Actually, in India, we are always brought up in that way that men has got certain kind of ego. So that myth is very prominent, and it stays in our heart that men has got some ego, and he is the prime member of the house. So that ego is very superficial, I think so, in this world.
And we will speak to Vikram ji about this after this is over.
See,
Okay.
actually, I have come along with him. There is no driver. So after the conference, you're gonna don't ask any such questions कि मुझे यहाँ छोड़ के चले जाएं तो मैं आपके साथ जाऊँगी फिर.
Who is the boss at home and at factory?
Me, obviously. See,
We have-
actually, I would like to say one thing. A successful man, he earns so much so that he can fulfill all the responsibilities and all the wishes of a woman. And a smarter woman is one who marries that successful man.
Well said, ma'am. Very well said.
Thank you. Thank you.
We all know about the Hindi movie Abhiman. Abhiman exists only on the silver screen or real life too, and the best way to tackle it.
See, my husband is fortunate enough, okay? He relaxes at home और उनको ये पता है कि मैंने अपनी बीवी को जितना सिखाया है, अब वो मेरे साथ ही रहेगी कि जॉब तो नहीं चेंज कर लेगी. So, moreover, there is no Abhiman at home which is being practiced because he takes care of the marketing and finances of my company and I take care of the research and production department. So, we take care of the separate department. तो हमारी लड़ाई भी होती है तो मेल्स के थ्रू होती है, verbally नहीं होती है.
ठीक है.
So, we
Fantastic.
balance out very well, professionally and personally.
An entrepreneur, a wife, or a mother, which is the most challenging of them for a female?
A mother. Because parenting itself is a big challenge. Every day you feel, and from the core of heart you feel, are you doing right or wrong for your children? So every day is an experiment with the children, and whenever I come back home, I see my children. So pehla question था खाना खाया नहीं खाया. So being a mother is a challenge in every day it's a challenge. Wife to manage हो जाता है.
Question number 1, Priya ma'am.
This is for me.
Yeah, black. I coordinated it for you. Texting or talking?
Talking. Always and always.
If you could travel back in time, what period would you go to and why?
Travel back.
If you could travel back in time, what period would you go to and why?
Life has only gotten better time after time. Today, I don't want to travel back. I lived it. I look forward.
Fantastic. If not Priya Bhumkar, what would you want to be?
I think I would be me only.
I knew you would say that, but in case still if you don't want to be, who else?
You mean what, in terms of the profession?
Anything. Maybe when you were a child you wanted something else, or you had some other dreams, something of that sort.
I always wanted to be different, for sure. And I was pretty sure I would not follow, the normal channels of profession or, So I was biding my time, and then things also fell in place, and I kept making the choices where my heart led me, and this is where I reached. So
fantastic.
I don't know if there could have been another way.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Nurturing Soujanya and nurturing Jashan ji, which was more difficult and why?
Jashan is a sweetheart, so he was the easier one. A mother is always a mother. But I aver with Pooja when she said, being a mother is the biggest job in the whole world. And I tell this to all the ladies, do not take it for granted and don't think lesser about it. I think it's a bigger job than any other because you're creating a human being. And this human being who has to live a full life, and you're responsible for that. So it's a very, very big job. And challenges, I think they are there in every field. But really, I look at challenges very positively because a challenge is an opportunity for you to learn and to make yourself stronger and better. So if you look at a challenge as an opportunity, then I believe, you look at it very differently. So,
well coined, ma'am. Biggest myth in the paint industry?
That it is progressive. It's not. I hope and I wish things would change. We are today putting out there a product, the same product that we've been doing for about 100 years, small changes here and there. We are marketing it in the same way, we are distributing in the same way, we are packing it in the same way, we are applying it in the same way, we are advertising it and marketing it in exactly the same way. I wish that would change. Something should change because the world is a very different place today. It's a very different place, and the industry needs to change and come up with something, ideation required.
Your time management secret. I know that you are traveling overseas to meet your friends, Soujanya, family. Your time management secret.
Your time management secret. Time management secret.
Yeah.
Multitasking.
Yeah. Prioritize and be 100% in the moment into what you're doing. And then when it's over, move on to the next one. It allows you to really manage time well. Giving 100% to where you are.
It's a fantastic answer, my friends, to be in the moment and not let your mind wander. And the last question for you, ma'am, the easiest one. iTint, iPhone or iPad? Pick your choice and elaborate.
So for people who don't know, iTint is one of our brands. That's why he has chosen this. I think all three, and I'll tell you why. iTint, of course, obvious choice. But today, if you want to do anything with iTint, you need iPhone and iPad. You cannot do without them.
Fantastic.
So, I think
Superb
all
answer,
three.
ma'am. Superb answer. I think Priya ma'am is the front runner. I think then the last person is, Anjali
Last
ma'am.
but not
Let's
the
see how
least.
she goes about it. Question 1. Roshan or Shailendra Bhatkhande. Who and why?
I think options are a bit incorrect, don't you think? But good, I like your options because if you had put Jackie Shroff in there, probably I would have gone for him. But because he's not there, I'll go with Shailendra Bhatkhande.
She has no option. Good. 4 homes, 1 each at Manchester and Mangalore, 2 at Mumbai. How do you manage?
Like ma'am rightly said, you need to prioritize, and I just do one thing at a time and then run like a headless chicken. It works.
Couples meet every day and go for vacations, but you guys only meet at the vacations or the airport boarding gates. How does this work?
That's called coordination. We manage in such a way that we try to meet somewhere. I think that's the beauty of it. As far as we are mentally connected, it doesn't matter where you are. So we are fine the way it is, and we still like to meet at the gates more than going home.
I hope I am as lucky as you are. If there is one change you would want to bring in this world, what would that be?
Peace.
The biggest myth of being a woman.
I think women can do everything. People think that she might not do these things. But for me, it's like I did whatever came in my way, and there was no hurdles for me because I was determined that once you decide to do something, you will find a way out. So there's nothing like you can't do it.
Fantastic answer, ma'am. Birthplace or workplace where you would like to finally settle?
Workplace.
Who buys the more expensive gift for the other?
I think everybody in the audience will say Shailendra. Who buys the expensive stuff, right? That's Shailendra. Yeah. I'm a bit miser. I think the reason of me being a miser because he is the spender. So one of them has to compromise. So but it doesn't spend just on him. He'll buy all expensive stuff for everyone in the house. But he's the one who will don't think twice.
Thank God my wife is not here. Thank you so much, lovely ladies. And
Thank you.
I think it's very difficult to judge. I think all 5 have been very witty and have been very spontaneous. May I request for all the 5 hampers first to be given to all the 5 ladies. Can we get the hampers on the dais, please? Thank you so much.
And I think Priya ma'am wants to just say something.
Yeah.
Minutes. I want to congratulate IPCA on your 20th anniversary. Let's have a big round of applause for them. And really, they are a very, very inspirational organization. And I just mentioned it on the side to Jatin that the Goa conference, the IPA conference, which we hosted in January this year, really the inspiration was IPCA's conferences. We have seen so many conferences, and it's unbelievable how the team works together in synchronization, in harmony, and with the larger goal and the larger purpose of keeping the organization about you. It's not very easy to do that with so many people in there. Really commendable and, really admirable the way that you all work together as a team. And we have seen the conferences over the years, always meticulously planned. Always there is a new idea. Like today, to have a women's panel is also something very new, and for the first time, I think it has happened in the paint industry. So, heartiest congratulations. May you live the next another 100 years. May your organization flourish and go forth, and wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
So sweet
Final
of you.
quick thoughts.
A big
from all
round
the
of
ladies.
applause for these ladies. Big round of applause.
Final quick thoughts from all the ladies.
I would also like to say something. In my journey of spearheading success through ideation, IPCA has played a very important role. IPCA has not only taught me that to be very grounded, to be dedicated, but it has also taught me that how I can unlock my potential and to reach those heights which once seemed unreachable to me. So thank you, IPCA, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish them all the best. So I wish all of you to have a sparkling conference. Thank you, Jatinji, and thank you, Rohanji, for the beautiful session.
Any other thoughts anybody wants to share? Final thoughts, or we are done? Huh? We're done? Okay, so we wrap up, and can we have the hampers on the dais, please? Thank you.
Can you manage? Huh? Come, let's keep on thinking. ये मेरा है। रोहन जी, रवीना जी, it's already